afternoon and welcome to Wilderspool, Warrington for today's Stones Bitter Clash. Warrington versus St Helens. Saints first out on the pitch, sporting the new reserve strip. It's the 4th of September 1988, only the second match of the new season. Saints coming up last week with a home win against Bradford, a very physical game indeed, while Warrington were at Wakefield, and normally Warrington very good starters in the league, but they went down by 14 points to 10 last week at Bellevue Wakefield. Obviously Tony Barrow won't be impressed with that result. He hopes to have his team all fired up for today's clash. Saints out on the pitch, as I said. First of all, I'll go through the team for you now, as Warrington are just coming out from the dugout. Right, the Saints team now: number 1, Phil Vevers; 2, Kevin McCormick; 3, Dave Tanner; 4, Paul Loughlin; 5, Les Quirk; 6, Shane Cooper, who captain; 7, Neil Holding; 8, Tony Burke; 9, Mark Lee. Number 10, berth is taken by Paul Farber after that injury to Stuart Evans, a nasty gash, a head gash last week. Number 11, Sean Allen; play anywhere, Sean Allen. And the forwards today: second row berth with Roy Haggerty at 12, 13, Bernard Dwyer. Substitutes for Saints: 14, Mark Bailey; and 15, Paul Jones. The Warrington team: number 1, David Lyon; 2, Des Drummond; 3, Barry Peters; 4, Paul Cullen; 5, Mark Forster; 6, John Woods; 7, Phil Blake, Australian import; 8, Tony Humphries; 9, John Thursfield; 10, Steve Malloy; 11, Gary Sanderson; 12, Mark Roberts; 13, Mike Gregory; and captain with the 14, Martin Crompton; and 15, Neil Harmon. Today's referee is Mr. Jim Smith from Halifax. Mike Gregory there just tossing the coin centre field. Saints to kick off. Shane Cooper centre fielder. Pass the ball to Paul Loughlin, so it's Warrington to receive. Good gaming prospect, local derby. Referee Smith blows his whistle and away we go. Paul Loughlin kicks deep. Mike Gregory traps it just in the in-goal area, drives upfield. Bernard Dwyer, Roy Haggerty and Sean Allen. Saints back 3 quickly in there. So Warrington quickly away from the play of the ball. Up to the 25 now. Quick play, Warrington bringing it. Tony Humphries driving upfield. The ball comes loose and Paul Farber drops on it. Touches the Warrington man, off the Warrington man anyway, and but Warrington get the ball back. So further 6 tackles ruled. Right down below us here from the commentary position. Warrington moving quickly to the left. Number 10, Steve Malloy, brought down midway between the Warrington 25 and the halfway line. Onto Phil Blake. Diagonal crossfield kick. Just finds touch infield, right by the corner flag. So a tremendous kick there from Phil Blake. Slotting in at scrum half, one of 3 Australian imports that Warrington have signed, the others being Les Davidson and Steve Roach. Steve Roach is here today, but he can't play. He's sustained a 4-match ban over in Australia. This has got to be played out, but Saints come up with the ball from the first scrum. Bernard Dwyer from acting half-back, driving forward, brought down 5 yards short of the Saints 25. Mark Lee onto Tony Burke. Breaks through one tackle, Tony Burke, through Mark Roberts. Looking to feed it out, but further Warrington tackles. Mike Gregory comes in. But Warrington penalised, moving up too quickly. Looks like Paul Cullen that time. Referee Smith looking to his right. Warrington moving up very quickly. So Paul Loughlin kicking for touch. Super kick from Loughlin. Finds touch 10 yards inside the Warrington half. So Mark Lee, as usual, quick play of the ball onto Paul Farber. From centre field, solid tackle in there. Barry Peters quickly in there with Steve Malloy. Mark Lee again. Saints moving it to the right. Lofted pass from Holding onto Shane Cooper. Reverse pass to Roy Haggerty. Short ball to Loughlin. Solid tackle in there from Warrington. Taking no dummies at all. Mike Gregory, international packman. But it's Haggerty again from acting half-back. Onto Shane Cooper. Quick hands to Bernard Dwyer. Warrington moving in very quickly. Barry Peters very enthusiastic tackling in there with Tony Humphries. Barry Peters, brother of Saints, ex-Saints I should say, Steve Peters, but Neil Holding grubbers through for touch. A fine scything kick from Neil Holding. He finds touch midway between the Warrington line and the 25. Touch of Warrington feed. First scrum being taken by Saints. It's Phil Blake to feed, but Saints are penalised for foot up in the scrum. That relieves the pressure from the Warrington outfit. John Woods, I would imagine. No, it's not John Woods, it's David Lyon. John Woods had the ball, he slipped it to David Lyon for the kick up field. 5 yards from the halfway line. Phil Blake and Woods working the run around onto Mark Roberts. Solid tackle from Haggerty. Super tackle there. Brings him down right on the halfway line. It's John Thursfield now. Hooker for Warrington. Onto Gary Sanderson. Local lad, St Helens lad, this Sanderson. He's played for the Thatterweed club, but snapped up by Warrington. Saints are penalised. 2 men at the scrum down. They played the ball, I should say. So Warrington received the second penalty of the match. John Woods it is this time. He's going to have a go for goal. Penalised at the play of the ball. I think referee Smith was indicating just a one-man marker at the play of the ball now. One of the few new rules that's come into the game this season. Obviously trying to tidy up the play, make more open play, so that players are not encroaching as quickly and allowing the open, fluent play. So John Woods takes it to the right. No goal, but the first points of the game possible after just 4.5 minutes. But Woods, a long-distance kick, 45 yards, brings it to the right of the posts. Watch Neil Holding to drop out from the 25. Kicks it into space, good kick from Holding. Saw the gap. Gary Sanderson picks it up. Goes over to the left. Bernard Dwyer and Sean Allen quickly in there. Bring it to ground. Well, number 5 there, Mark Forster coming in field, obviously looking for work so early in the game. Thursfield takes it to the left. 10 yards into the Saints half. Onto Humphries. Paul Cullen moving up very quickly, looking to release the ball from Humphries, but he couldn't do so. John Woods. Onto Mark Roberts, feeds it inside to Woods. But to hint forward, but play allowed to go on. Paul Loughlin brings his man down just short of the 25, but it's Warrington putting the pressure on now. Onto Gary Sanderson. Back to Phil Blake. Chip kick through. Blake trying to follow it up. Les Quirk over there, gathers it safely. Keeps in field. Les Quirk does very well. Barry Peters up quickly. Warrington moved up very quickly. Good kick through from Phil Blake. Beavers now attacked in half-back. Drives upfield, clears the Saints line. Mark Lee at dummy half, inside to Farber, coming on the burst. Well, rather high tackle there from Thursfield, going unnoticed by referee Smith. But Saints bring it blindside, onto Tony Burke. The Saints move up to the 25. Both props in there, Humphries and Malloy. The ball back to Loughlin for the kick upfield. Lofted kick from Loughlin. Well, David Lyon and Mark Forster looking at each other. Still didn't know who was going to get that ball. Forster comes up with it, but Shane Cooper is one of the tacklers quickly up there. Forced the Warrington team back in their own 25. Bernard Dwyer was the other. David Lyon onto Desi Drummond. Popular crowd puller here at Warrington. Warrington moving it to the left. Flick it back inside to Gregory. Well read by Paul Farber. Bounces Gregory to the ground. Warrington still being forced to round about their own 25 line. Allen and Burke in there at the tattle. Thursfield again, the hooker for Warrington at dummy half. Bring the ball back to Woods. Have to kick upfield, but Phil Vevers well positioned. No problem for Vevers, takes it well. Drives up centre field. Mike Gregory brings him down with the aid of Tony Humphries. Mark Lee from dummy half. Drives up to halfway. Neil Holding at dummy half. Onto Roy Haggerty. Always trying to release that ball, Haggerty, but Warrington tackling very good. Always a good tackle inside Warrington. Bernard Dwyer, blind side. Paul Loughlin moved in field, but there's number 11, Gary Sanderson, moved up pretty quickly there. Loop movement with Holding and Cooper. But it's the last tackle, signalled by referee Smith. Roy Haggerty, grubber kick for a touch. Is there no end to this man Haggerty's talents as he grubbers through and finds touch more or less midway between the Warrington 25 and the halfway line. On the last tackle there, Warrington moving up very quickly and Haggerty grubbered for touch. The scrum collapses just as Phil Blake trying to feed. Warrington come up with the ball. Quick hands, Lyon in the line out. On to Mike Gregory. His counterpart Bernard Dwyer and Sean Allen quickly in there. Obviously just weighing up form in these early minutes. Steve Malloy, prop for Warrington, just penetrates the Saints half. Blake, Woods, little chip through. Neil Holding reads it, sits up for him, just taken down there. But Saints in possession. Lofted pass from Cooper onto David Tanner. Both defences holding out very firm. Tony Burke in possession for Saints. Brought down just short of halfway. And Warrington being penalised. Obviously Gary Sanderson there receiving a bit of a ticking off from referee Smith, not allowing Tony Burke to get up. So Saints receiving the second penalty of the game. 2 penalties each now. Paul Loughlin kicks for touch, gains added yardage for the Saints. Touch found right on the Warrington 25. Mark Lee to restart. Tony Burke first man in on the drive. Strong lad Tony Burke, but Warrington tackling well up to it. 2 and 3 man tackle. Always a very good tackling outfit, Warrington. Roy Haggerty. Humphries meets him head on and brings him down. Good smother tackle from Humphries that time. Mark Lee. Onto Farber. Loop movement with Lee. Onto Cooper. Short ball onto Loughlin, but well read by John Woods and Paul Cullen. Mark Lee from action half-back position. Onto Neil Holding. Looking for the gap. Holding. Sees the gap. Streaking through. Just losing his footing. Just about 5 or 6 yards from the Warrington line. Mark Lee takes it to the right. Cooper, short ball to Vivers, onto Bernard Dwyer. Looked a rather high tackle on Bernard Dwyer, but I think it perhaps have been just an instinctive reaction. I don't know. Paul Cullen over there, and we all know Paul Cullen is not renowned for his soft tackles, but Saints received the penalty for that high tackle on Bernard Dwyer. Saints moving it very quickly. Looked very good, the movement from the Saints. This is our try was on the cards, but a high tackle there on Bernard Dwyer, and it's Saints' first chance to get points on the board. Paul Loughlin lining up. Already kicked 5 in last week's opening game at Knowsley Road against Bradford. Saints regular goal kicker with 114 goals and 8 tries last season. Also been on tour and voted man of the tour. Certainly successful last season and Australian tour for this lad. Plenty of booing from the partisan crowd at that end, but doesn't put Loughlin off. So after 12 minutes, Saints take the lead with a Paul Loughlin goal. Puts Saints into the lead now by 2 points to 0. John Woods to restart. Deep kick. David Tanner to receive. Just takes it in his goal area. Only the second touch of the ball from Tanner. Ball will be more or less centre field, but Saints take it to the right. Tony Burke shrugs one tackle off. Turns round looking to release. Mark Lee's there, but solid tackle from Warrington. Force him down. Farber. Mark Lee. Beavers linking up. Gives the dummy. Warrington don't take it. Sean Allen at dummy half. Shane Cooper. Bernard Dwyer. Quick hands. On to Haggerty. Back to David Tanner. Did well there, Haggerty and Tanner. Gregory and Mark Roberts quickly in there. Tanner comes over to the left wing, but the ball back to Loughlin. Deep kick upfield. No problem for David Lyon. Straight down his throat. Gathers the ball. Good runner. Les Quirk comes in. Bernard Dwyer. Bring him down 5 yards short of the halfway line. Phil Blake onto Desi Drummond. He's only had about one touch this game, and Drummond a match winner in his own right. We can remember here last season, the game the 20th of September, where we lost by 24 points to 20, and it was two brilliant individual Des Drummond tries which brought the game to its feet. But Saints penalised Roy Haggerty, being spoken to in the presence of Shane Cooper for a stiff arm tackle indicated by Mr. Smith. So John Wood's going to line up, see if we can get the first points on the board for Warrington. Stuart Evans missing from today's line-up, received 11 stitches and a nasty head gash. A clash of heads last week at Nosey Road against Bradford, a very physical game, which Sean Allen and Tony Burke also received stitches to cuts. Well, unlucky there, John Woods, but it bounces off the left-hand upright. It comes back, an awkward ball, and Sean Allen tidies it up. Puts Saints in possession. Haggerty now gets it out to to Paul Farber. On to Beavers, quick hand from Saints. Sean Allen coming infield, just couldn't take it over to the right to release to David Tanner. Warrington moving up very quickly. Mark Lee, Neil Holding, short ball to Dwyer. Solid tackle there from Mike Gregory, I think it is. Yes, quickly in there with Desi Drummond in support. Loughlin now kicks it upfield. Hefty kick from Loughlin. David Lyon has to turn round, facing his own try line, but Shane Cooper moves up quickly. But David Tanner finally completes the tackle. Shane Cooper cutting the angle down. Roy Haggerty in there, takes Paul Cullen down. Cullen doesn't like it. Has a swing at Haggerty there. Obviously the touch judge on the far side is unmoved. Referee Smith wouldn't see anything as he was getting ready for the play of the ball. But Saints are penalised for snatching the ball out of the Warrington players' hands. So Warrington receive another penalty. 4 penalties to 3 now in Warrington's favour. David Lyon stepping up for the kick to touch. Finds touch midway between the Saints 25 and the halfway line. John Thursfield quickly up there for the play of the ball. Mark Roberts, first receiver. Burke and Farber, I think that is. Bring him to ground. Thursfield again. Well, Thursfield played it onto Gary Sanderson. He lost the ball. He knocked on, but he managed to regather it before the Saints player could snap it up. Forcing a scrum down just outside the Saints 25. It's Neil Holding to feed. Well, Phil Blake there encroaching. He should be behind the loose forward. But Saints win the ball. Bring it over to the left. Phil Beavers acting half-back, bringing it to the left to Bernard Dwyer. Tried to straighten up Dwyer, looking for the way through, but solid Warrington tackling. Holds firm, the back three there, Gregory, Roberts and Sanderson quickly in there. Sean Allen. Mark Lee, dummy half. Over to Neil Holding. Looking to grubber through. Good kick from Holding. Well positioned. Will it run? No, just comes infield. David Lyon comes back. just escapes the clutches of Shane Cooper, I think it was, but Kevin McCormick brings him down. Cooper stopped him. But Warrington bringing it quickly. So Gregory takes the ball back, the ball's loose, it goes back. Phil Blake, I think that is. Yeah, still going forward. Les Quirk did well there, kept hold of him round the legs. Solid tackling from the Saints now. Malloy driving upfield, building up head of steam, but he doesn't get past Farber, and Quirk's in there again. Thursfield now at dummy half for Warrington. Takes it left to Sanderson. Looking to release Sanderson, but solid tackling there. Good game so far, 18 minutes gone, just 2 points to 0 in Saints' favour. Phil Blake there, this Australian scrum half, showing his class, he plays it to himself. Tony Burke bounces him to the ground, Bernard Dwyer stops him, changeover's ruled. It is super tackle there by Tanner. Saints a little slowing coming up. Number 5 there, Mark Forster and Bernard Dwyer. Well, Forster is not injured at all there, but it looked worse than it was with Bernard Dwyer coming over with the swinging arm. Well, Warrington received the penalty. Obviously looked worse than it was, that from Bernard Dwyer, but Mark Forster receiving treatment. So Lyon kicks upfield. Well, he missed us that time. He must have heard about us here, St Helens lot, but obviously tried to get us in the commentary position. But it's Warrington to start. Malloy going upfield. Dwyer wrenches the ball from his hands. Does well, Bernard Dwyer. Takes it over to the right. So Saints on the attack now. Barry Peters and John Woods bring him down. Shane Cooper. Mark Lee, quick hands, Neil Holding. Lofted pass to Loughlin. Unfortunately there, Drummond committed, he went inside. Quirk came inside for Loughlin, but he couldn't receive the ball. Holding and Quirk. Big lad this Quirk. Signed from Barrow last season, early season signing, and about 6'2" or 3" and 15-16 stone. Certainly a big lad when he's in full flight. Haggerty there trying to feed it inside, but Thursfield was handy and intercepts Haggerty's pass. Gregory now over to the left. Solid tackling there. McCormick comes in field. Super tackle round Gregory's legs, and Burke tidies up round the top. Well, Humphreys there, sloppy play. Humphreys lost the ball. He was disappointed with himself, and he's having a go. He's in it everything. He's having a go at Haggerty, headbutting. Referee Smith right in there. Going to be a scrum down as Humphreys gets pushed out of the melee by his own players. Well, no need for that at all. Humphreys, he knocked on. The tackle, you have to play to the whistle. The tackle had to be completed. Referee Smith having a word with him. And he's penalised for mouthing. So, uncharacteristically, Saints receive a penalty. But Roy Haggerty also being spoken to. Well, Haggerty only came in to help with the tackle. Humphreys took exception to him, tried to stick the head in on him, and Warrington are duly penalised for it. Kick up field, fine touch on the 25. Saints bring it left. Shane Cooper off Farber, out to Loughlin. Overlap here. Tanner goes inside. Just penetrates the Warrington 25 now. Cooper at dummy half. This wily campaigner Cooper, certainly a thorn in Warrington's side. Sean Allen trying to look for the opening to straighten up, give the Saints the breakthrough. Saints bring it left with Farber, still just in the Warrington 25. Mark Lee attacked in half-back. Farber sustaining an injury there, but Burke coming in. I thought it was Phil Blake. It's John Woods and Steve Malloy complete the tackle. Lee going on his own. Inside pass to Farber. Last tackle now of this set of 6 for the Saints. 10 yards from the Warrington line. Bernard Dwyer onto Shane Cooper. Lofted pass to Haggerty. Lofted again. Taken well by Tanner. Going in for the corner. Well, unlucky there. He did well there, David Tanner, to take that lofted pass from Roy Haggerty. But the change overruled as Saints play the ball. But it's Warrington ball in their own 25. Up to Saints to try and contain this Warrington outfit in their own 25, win this set of 6 tackles. Malloy now. 22 minutes of the game gone, just 2-0 in Saints' favour. That 12th minute Paul Loughlin penalty goal. Well, looks like a forward pass there onto number 12, Mark Roberts. As Thursfield plays the ball back to Phil Blake. Hefty kick upfield, no problem. Phil Vevers takes it comfortably. Kevin McCormick's with him. Phil Vevers goes over the 25. McCormick at acting half-back, just temporarily juggles with the ball. Manages to regather it. Neil Holding, Paul Farber. Short ball onto Cooper. Lovely short ball from Farber there, and Cooper is always lurking. Any sign of a gap and you can bet Cooper's there. Mark Lee shows the dummy. Tries to duck under the tattlers there, but it's Barry Peters and Steve Malloy bring him down. Cooper sets him going again, onto Sean Allen. Haggerty, Vevers linking up. Lofty pass over to Kevin McCormick. But the Warrington cover over very quickly, and he comes in field. We're holding now. Short ball onto Haggerty. Tries to get that ball out, Haggerty. Can't do so, but the tattle is Warrington quickly in there. Well, the Warrington man lying on. Referee right there, but he's not doing anything about it. Well, ridiculous there. Yes, finally decides to award Saints a penalty after, I think it was number 12, Mark Roberts, lying all over Roy Haggerty. Obviously a little bit of needle coming in, but Roberts penalised for Warrington, holding Haggerty down there, and from the ensuing penalty, Paul Loughlin going to have a go for goal. I was just saying earlier, Paul Loughlin kicked one in the 12th minute. Just that 2 points separating the two teams. Excuse me. That's Loughlin lining up. 45-yard attempt. Good boot on him, Loughlin. Plenty of height. He got the distance right. Yes. Super kick from Loughlin. Pushes Saints further into the lead. Super 45-plus yard penalty goal. And Saints increase the lead to 4-0. They're always good games with Warrington as a rule. Sometimes they do get a little heated. As I said before, we lost 24-20 in the league here last September with 2 Des Drummond individual tries. Then in December at home at Nosey Road, we just won 17 points to 14. Well, the ball, I think, being ruled to go dead there, but the touch judge is flagging. The referee's trying to bring them back. It's going to be a line dropout. Obviously from the kick-off there from John Woods, the ball adjudged by the touch judge to have gone dead. So Saints forced to drop out from between the sticks. Neil Holding now. Good kick from Holding. 50-yarder. Mike Gregory stops it with his foot, and Mark Forster comes in, brings it over to the right wing. From his left wing position, Sean Allen, Bernard Dwyer holds his way through. Muds on to Steve Malloy, looking to release. Dwyer in again, gets through some work in a game. Bernard Dwyer. Blake, short ball onto Humphreys. Dwyer in again there with Mark Lee. Thursfield onto Blake. John Woods. Good pass to Roberts. Barry Peters comes round for the link movement. Back to Mike Gregory. Quick enterprising play there from Warrington. Good hands. Saints defence moved up very quickly. Blake again. Onto Malloy. Straightens up, tries to go through. Shane Cooper has him. Shane Cooper comes up with the ball. Tremendous player, this Cooper. Mark Lee onto Tony Burke. Has to straighten up. Tony Burke is one of the Warrington players there receiving treatment. Just in Burke's way as he came through. Sean Allen. Saints bring it to the left. Neil Holding. Short ball onto Bernard Dwyer. Neil Holding now puts the ball back to Loughlin for the kick up field. Crossfield kick from Paul Loughlin. David Lyon takes it on his own 25. Warrington still down to 12 men with that injury over there near the Saints 25. It's a Desi Drummond looking for a bit of action, not had much chance, but he tries to throw the ball up to Mark Forster coming through. Roy Haggerty intercepts it. Saints back on the attack. Quick hand from Saints essential. On to Shane Cooper. Paul Loughlin out to Les Quirk, going for the corner. Quirk pushes Woods off. Does well. Desi Drummond out of position over there, and Quirk does well, but John Woods bangs him down to the ground. Saints now putting it together. Bernard Dwyer straightens up, heading for the line. Just one man to beat as Dwyer is still going. Brought down 5 yards short. Shane Cooper now attacked in half-back, just 5 yards from the Saints line. They run around with Cooper and Holding, and Cooper's in for a try, right behind the sticks. Brilliant play there from the Saints. So in the 28th minute, Saints increased the lead. Shane Cooper going in for his first try of the season with the Saints. This season, I should say, and good play there. Bernard Dwyer, he saw the gap, he was brought down a yard short. A quick play the ball, Neil Holding at dummy half, and a good inter-passing movement with Cooper and Holding working the loop movement. The gap just opened and Cooper scooted in. So that extends the Saints lead to 8 points to 0 now, and just a formality surely for Paul Loughlin right in front of the sticks. Right in the centre, 10 yards out. Paul Loughlin whaps it over, no problem. So 10 points to 0 now. Saints in a commanding lead right on the half hour. As I was saying before, the Shane Cooper is up and about, he's always there. He's certainly the difference in the Saints side. We definitely missed him after he went back to New Zealand the back end of last season. But Warrington forced to make a substitution now, with Neil Harmon coming on, replacing Mark Roberts. Obviously that was Mark Roberts receiving the treatment, but Kevin McCormick does well there. On his hands and knees, goes through, evades 2 Warrington tackles, but it's Saints with the tails up now. Paul Farber feeds inside to Cooper after nearly having his head took off by Paul Cullen, but quick hand from Saints. Unfortunately, Bernard Dwyer fumbles it. The ball does go back towards the Saints line. No question whatsoever of a knock-on. But Haggerty from acting half-back, but he can't get through. Humphreys quickly in there to tackle him. Mark Lee inside to Haggerty, quick hand for Saints. On to Neil Holding. Good ball to Cooper. Unfortunately, it goes down to ground. Warrington scoop it up. Gregory now. On to Gary Sanderson. Neil Harmon there just come on, a substitution for Mark Roberts. First touch of the ball, well, nobody in the gap there. Tidied up by Steve Malloy. Sean Allen and Neil Holding quickly in there, bang him to the ground. Phil Blake, John Woods, onto Harmon. Well, it's certainly Woods, he's the playmaker, he'll try and get him ticking. Des Drummond over there on the left, come off his own right wing position, looking for some action. Mike Gregory bursts through, he feeds inside to Paul Cullen, no way through for him. Here's Drummond now. Onto Thursfield, onto Woods, no right winger here, so, but it's Barry Peters. Phil Weavers, well, Peters in at the corner, yes, did very well with a man short on the right wing there. Barry Peters with nobody outside him, he took him on, evaded Neil Holding's tackle, and Phil Weavers came across. Weavers took him round the legs, but he managed to stretch Barry Peters, and he touches down in the corner. That can only be put down as bad tackling from the Saints. Certainly with one man missing over here on the right wing for Warrington, with Drummond going infield looking for play, but the ball was swept over quickly to the right. Barry Peters on the end of it, he evaded a feeble Neil Holding tackle, and then Weavers had him, but he managed to stretch over and touch down right in the corner. John Woods with the attempted goal kick conversion, unsuccessful. So Warrington's first points on the board, that Barry Peters try. Just 6 points between the teams now. Saints leading by 10 points to 4, and 8 minutes remaining of this first half. Well, a temporary Saints lapse I do hope, as Paul Loughlin kicks off. Taken deep in the Warrington 25, but the ball wrenched from the Warrington players' hands. But Warrington gets it back. I think it's Neil Harmon, he gets it back. A good pass onto Woods, puts Warrington on the attack again. Solid tackling there, but Drummond in possession. Well, Drummond again, he's going to score. No way you're going to stop this fella. Neil Holding just has to cut the angle off, but quick play from Warrington there. 2 tries in 2 minutes. Super try there from Des Drummond from a Warrington position in their own 25. Sean Allen wrenched the ball from the Warrington man's hands. The ball went to ground. Warrington got it back. Neil Harmon came through after quick interpassing from Warrington. The ball came over to the right. Barry Peters involved again. Lovely ball onto Des Drummond. Saints pressing up very quickly, like they're all up in the 25 as Warrington broke very quickly. And Drummond goes in just about 10-12 yards in from this touchline. Neil Holding could only, well, unlucky again, but Neil Holding could just narrow the angle. Woods, with the attempted conversion, be very unlucky. Hit the post twice. That's his second time he's hit the post. So that reduces the Saints' lead to 10 points to 8. And if that kick had been successful, obviously the scores have been all level at 10 points each. Certainly a game now on our hands with Warrington hitting back with 8 points in 2 minutes there. The Saints kick off again. Plan B, Mark Forster with the ball coming through, brought down, similar position, just short of the 25. Neil Harmon, substitute forward, Harmon again, onto Woods. He's the man you've got to watch, Woods. Well, Saints tackling just in a bit of disarray. Warrington with the tails up, quick hands, Gregory tries to get it moving. But Haggerty has him clamped, the solid smother tackle from Roy Haggerty. He was penalised this time for not releasing Mike Gregory to enable him to play the ball. But it's David Lyon who'll step up to gain further yardage for Warrington. Hefty kick upfield from Lyon. Finds touch midway between the Saints 25 and the halfway. John Woods, is he electing to play it? Yes, onto Thursfield. Onto Blake, back to Woods, onto Gregory, bringing it over to the right. But it's Woods now indicating he's bringing the ball blind side to the right there. Gary Sanderson, Haggerty and Sean Allen brings him down. Just short of the Saints 25. Thursfield onto Phil Blake. John Woods onto Humphries coming through at a hefty pace there. Phil Blake at dummy half. Going for the line on his own, but Bernard Dwyer brings him down well. Plays it to himself. The last tackle rule of this set of 6 for Warrington. But it's Warrington putting the pressure on, swept to right upfield. Quick hands now, it is the last tackle. And the ball being kicked forward. Can Tanner keep it in field? Does well. Was received a boot in his face there. Obviously an accident as Mark Forster went in for the tackle. I think Tanner receiving a boot in the face. He did well to pick that ball up cleanly. But it's Saints in possession. Shane Cooper going to bring it out to the left, but Warrington moving up very quickly. Humphries right up there. Haggerty now as releases the ball, does well. Tony Burke gathers it as David Tanner receives treatment on the far side. Sean Allen now. Neil Holding attacking half-back, brings it blindside onto Mark Lee. Oh, pass off Mark Lee. Going right into touch. Couldn't, Paul Loughlin and Les Quirk couldn't gather that ball at all. In front of us here, 10 yards in, Blake to feed, and that's what he does do, he feeds. Saints come up with a penalty. Paul Loughlin, added yardage for the Saints, finds touch on the Warrington 25. Possibly the last chance of this first half for Saints to get points on the board. They're just winning by 10 points to 8. Tony Burke, first man, comes up, taken down by Steve Malloy and Gary Sanderson. Mark Lee attacked in half-back, Saints moving it to the right. Roy Haggerty takes it well. Runs into Harmon and Gregory. Always looking to release. Shane Cooper onto Paul Farber, but Beavers comes up and tidies up. Back to Neil Holding. Saints just looking a bit at sixes and sevens there. They're in the Warrington 25, but Mark Lee going from acting half-back. Paul Farber on his right, but couldn't release Mark Lee. Bernard Dwyer on to Haggerty, looking for the gap, gives the dummy. Haggerty still driving forward. The ball comes back to Paul Loughlin, it's still loose. Bernard Dwyer finally tidies up, he's still loose, Bernard Dwyer. Drummond missed the tackle. It's the last one of this set of 6. Is it going to go to Haggerty now? Oh, he's still on the ground. Beavers attempted drop goal effort. Beavers holding his hands up. Beg your pardon, always worth a chance at the extra point when you're right by the opposition's post, but it didn't come off that time. It was on the last tackle and Beavers thought he'd have a go at drop goal. But Warrington restart from the 25. Thursfield at dummy half. Taking it over to the left to Neil Harmon. Looking to feed inside, nobody there. Cullen was on his outside, but Thursfield looked inside. Harmon looked inside. John Woods now in possession. Wiley campaigner, ex-Lee, as is Drummond. Up to Phil Blake. That's going to go straight into touch. Ball back there from where the kick was taken by Phil Blake. Scrum down just 10 yards inside the Warrington half. It's Neil Holding to feed. And Phil Blake there, he should be stood behind the loose forward. And then the other players right in line with the loose forward, I believe, under this new ruling, but obviously he isn't. Saints take it over to the right. Paul Loughlin releases to Beavers. Chase on for the try inside. Oh, they've charged down by the Warrington man. Well, very unlucky there. Phil Beavers, he saw Kevin McCormick on his right. Beavers was being hounded. He tried to get it up to McCormick. It was knocked down by the Warrington player, Des Drummond, I think. He managed to gather the ball, but Warrington certainly let off the hook there. Beavers knew he hadn't got the pace. McCormick was with him, but the ball charged down right on the half-time hooter. No, the game not being stopped for any injury time, but it's Warrington still in possession. Loose ball there. Unlucky. Warrington player knocks on right in front of his own sticks. Shane Cooper can't gather it. The Warrington man holds on to it, and there's the half-time hooter. So Saints going in leading at half-time by 10 points to 8. 2 Loughlin penalty goals, then Shane Cooper try converted by Paul Loughlin, and then in the space of 2 minutes Warrington putting their act together with a Barry Peters try and then a Des Drummond try. So at half-time the score 8 points to Warrington, 10 points to Saints. Saints just coming out of the dugout now for the second half of this Stones Bitter League clash. Warrington versus Saints here at Wilderspool, Warrington. Saints going in at half-time with a slender 10 points to 8 lead. 2 Loughlin penalty goals and then a Shane Cooper try converted by Loughlin. And Warrington hitting back with 2 tries in 2 minutes from Barry Peters and then Des Drummond, both unconverted. And in the dying minutes of the first half, Phil Beavers breaking through. Looks as though he was going to be outpaced to score, but Kevin McCormick on his right-hand side. He tried to flick it to Kevin McCormick, but it was charged, knocked down by Drummond, so a let off for Warrington there. So Warrington kick off, taken by Beavers. 3-man tackle from Warrington. Bring him down just short of the 25. Just 1 substitution in the first half, that's for Warrington, with Neil Harmon coming on for number 12, Mark Roberts. No substitutes for Saints in the first half. None at half-time for either team. Tony Burke driving upfield, Harmon and Malloy quickly in there. The ball coming back to Loughlin for the kick upfield. Humphreys there trying to put Loughlin off, but a towering kick there as David Lyon Has to face his own line again. Saints moving up very quickly. Quirk's chasing him. Quirk bundles him to the ground. Barry Peters at acting half-back gains a further 10-15 yards, and Warrington sweep it to the left. Humphreys coming through at full pace. Obviously this Warrington side be much improved with Steve Roach and Les Davidson when they finally have the clearance. It's Warrington still in possession. Gary Sanderson right down in front of us. Cooper and Haggerty take him down. Onto Woods. Up and under from Woods. Holding takes it well. Under a lot of pressure. Woods coming upfield. Obviously tactical ploy from the Warrington outfit, but Kevin McCormick comes crossfield. Beats Thursfield's tackle. Barry Peters finally bundles him down. Mark Lee attacked in half-back. Decides to give the dummy lead, but he flicks it up to Kevin McCormick. And then on to Les Quirk. But the ball's now with Bernard Dwyer, centre field, taken down by Steve Malloy. Roy Haggerty, looking for the gap. Haggerty tries to flick it out. No, he didn't release that time. But Bernard Dwyer injured centre field. The Saints kick the ball upfield, taken by David Lyon. So Saints temporarily down to 12 men. Cooper manages to bring Lyon down. Beavers comes in to assist. On to Des Drummond. Over here looking for work. Always a lively character, Drummond, and you don't give him an inch, as we can see from the first half. Blistering pace on this veteran wingman. Sanderson taken down there by Burke and Sean Allen. Saints back to full complement now with Bernard Dwyer, but he's centre field. He is limping, just trying to run that injury off. Onto Phil Blake. Diagonal crossfield kick, but it goes out on the full. Yes, out on the full, much to the displeasure of the Warrington crowd, but a clear view from here. So scrum down, virtually 10 yards into the Warrington half. Neil Holding receives the ball into Cooper, change of direction to Vivers. The ball go down, Loughlin knocks it down, and Warrington on the attack. But it's loose again. Dwyer comes up with it, so Saints back in possession. Succession of knock-ons there. Saints back in possession. Paul Farber going blindside, pushes the tattlers off, looks inside to feed. Decides to take the tattle. Tony Burke now. Back inside to Mark Lee. Scampers towards the 25. Mike Gregory brings him down. Holding and Cooper do the run around inside to Sean Allen. Brought down on the 25-yard line. Saints are putting it together now as Cooper goes from acting half-back on his own. Looking for the support. Inside to Haggerty. Off one foot. Ball in one hand, looking to release. Last tackle of the centre six for Saints. Mark Lee, he's having a go for drop goal. Yes. So in the 4th minute of the second half, Mark Lee pops over a drop goal. Makes the score 11 points to 8 in Saints' favour, and it forces Warrington to kick off from the halfway line. That was on the last tackle right by the Warrington line there. If Warrington had received the ball, well, they were all the way 90 odd yards upfield, but with Saints defending, Mark Lee popped that goal over. So John Woods forced to kick off from the centre spot. Paul Loughlin gathers it, drives up to the 25. Thursfield, one of the tattlers in there with Sanderson, brings him down onto Tony Burke. Still going Tony Burke, tremendous forward, powerhouse forward. Onto Paul Farber now. Flicks it inside to Mark Lee. Saints keep the ball moving. Obviously Saints plagued with injuries to Chris Arkwright, Paul Groves, John Fieldhouse and Andy Platt. Also Stuart Evans sidelined after that nasty head gash. But Saints playing very well. David Lyon does well, keeps the ball in field, takes it right on the touchline. The far side touch judge right in a good position to see, but obviously the ball kept in field, or the player's feet kept in field, in possession of the ball. Des Drummond now onto Thursfield, onto Steve Malloy, comes crossfield. Cooper comes in there to assist Paul Farber, who completes the tackle. And Warrington bringing it blindside. Short ball there onto Harmon, tries to release it, but a good smother tackle there from Bernard Dwyer. Looks okay now, Dwyer after just taking a knock in the tackle earlier on. John Woods flicks it out to Malloy. Flicks it round the man there. Good ball inside to Phil Blake. Still going Blake, on to Barry Peters. Drummond there, coming in field. Haggerty nearly stops him, but Quirk, no messing with Quirk. Bundles him into touch, but the ball is released and it's kept in play. Good play there from Drummond, but it's the last tackle for Warrington. The ball now with Cullen, onto Thursfield. On the break now to Humphreys. Mark Lee comes over. The ball's down as Cullen flicks it back up, but enterprising play there from Warrington. It was on the last tackle. It came over from the far side, the main stand side for Warrington, and nearly ended up paying dividends here. Warrington could have easily got in for a try in this left-hand corner. It's a scrum down now with the Saints feed. Neil Holding feeds, the ball comes up Saints side. Gregory quickly in there at the tattle on Shane Cooper, but it's Dwyer. Burst through. Smother tattle there from Thursfield and Blake. Cooper again at dummy half. Sean Allen straightens up. A 25-yard break up field by the Saints there. Onto Paul Farber. Releases it back to Mark Lee. Tony Burke now. Pushes Thursfield as Humphreys comes in with all the knees are flaying. Mark Lee blindside to Cooper. Billy Vivers in the line. On to David Tanner, but Forster read it very quickly and right into Tanner just as he got the ball. Loughlin going crossfield, does well, beats two. Flicks it up to Haggerty. The ball knocked off the Warrington player. John Woods certainly hassled Haggerty there, and Warrington come up in possession. Mike Gregory now. Thursfield onto Phil Blake, goes infield, well tries to, loses his footing. Neil Holding completes the tackle. Barry Peters, lofted pass to Humphreys, straightens up, goes infield. Ball's loose, Saints player drops on it. Cullen goes in, Shane Cooper it is, comes up with the ball. Cooper attacked in half-back onto Paul Farber. Warrington moving up very quickly. Solid tackling, very renowned for the solid tackling here at Warrington. Warrington coached by ex-Saint Tony Barrow. Roy Haggerty now. Jinking run, beats 3 and 4 men. Unfortunately, his running sideways gets a bit tangled up there, but Beavers kicks upfield, it's going to go directly into touch. So Beavers kicking the ball directly into touch. The ball has to come back to the position where it's kicked. It's going to be a scrum down with a Warrington feed. Thursfield can't get his head in now. The ball's fed. Well, the ball coming out the Saints side, but Saints penalised for foot up in the scrum. It's David Lyon stepping up there. Warrington to restart. Thursfield onto Malloy, onto Humphreys, inside to Mike Gregory. Dwyer and Farber bring him down. Good smother tackle there, but Warrington spreading it to the right. Quick hands, Cullen onto Peters. Drummond on his outside, but Peters is forced back. Super tackle from Loughlin, forces him back. Drummond acting half back. Warrington bring it over to the left. Humphreys now. Tries to straighten up, goes in field. Three-man Saints Tattle finally bring Humphreys down. Warrington after a quick play of the ball. Mike Gregory. Out to Mark Forster. Warrington moving it over to the right again. Sanderson onto Woods. Looking for the reverse pass off Harmon, but Warrington being forced back. Last Tattle of the set of 6 as Woods is on to Blake. Little chip kick through. Well, a knock-on ruled as Sean Allen, I think it is, goes down on that loose ball. So it's a scrum down right on the Saints 25. Just 11.5 minutes into the second half and the score still 11 points to 8. Warrington penalised this time for an infringement at the scrum. A feeding infringement from Phil Blake. So it's Paul Loughlin, a towering kick from Loughlin. Right over the top of the main stand, but touch is found midway between the Warrington 25 and the halfway line. Mark Lee onto Tony Burke. Thursfield and Humphreys in there at the tattle with Malloy. So Mark Lee at dummy half. Humphreys quickly up there. He's very quick at the play of the ball. This Humphreys, there's not much gets past him. Holding. Haggerty. Straightens up, but the ball goes loose. Barry Peters drops on the loose ball. Sanderson. Onto Malloy. Solid tattle there from Cooper. Good smother tattle. Man and ball. Neil Harmon trying to drive upfield. Burke, Farber and Dwyer quickly in. Phil Blake now trying to spread it out to the right. Mike Gregory brought down. Cooper again, certainly all over the ground. This Cooper is in there again at the tattle. Forcing the Warrington players back. It's the 6th tattle now. Blake chips through, he does well. Gathers it safely, it's on the last tattle. Flicks it out to Desi Drummond. Well, a super tattle there. Super tattle there from Phil Beavers. There was no messing this time, but Blake did well. He grubbed through, gathered the ball without a Saints player laying hand on him. He took it over to the right, lofted it out to Des Drummond, but Phil Beavers tackled him, made no mistake with it, banged him into touch. So it's a scrum down midway between the Saints line and the 25. Saints penalised there for infringement at the scrum, so Warrington take a quick tap penalty. Paul Cullen now, 10 yards from the Saints line. Bernard Dwyer penalised for holding Cullen down. There are 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, I would say there. But Warrington awarded the penalty. They're trailing by 3 points. But certainly a kickable chance. John Woods hasn't got one on the board this afternoon, but he has now. Goal attempt now. Warrington 1 point behind now. They trail by 11 points to 10. Saints kick off. Mike Gregory comes up with the ball. He's brought down just short of the 25-yard line, I should say. Certainly a good game now in prospect. Just the 1 point separating them, that Mark Lee drop goal. There's certainly Warrington looking the more lively at present. Malloy, Thursfield, I beg your pardon. Back to Lyon for the kick upfield. Bounces infield, but Phil Beavers gathers. Gives the dummy, and Cullen and Forster come in, this left wing partnership. Bring him down 10 yards outside the Saints 25. Kevin McCormick now. In crossfield. Sanderson temporarily bring him to a halt. And Harmon and Thursfield complete the tackle. Paul Farber. Well, Saints just driving it up the middle. Bernard Dwyer now straightens up. On to Roy Haggerty, going to the left. Looking to release Haggerty, but no support with him. Last tackle of this set of 6 for Saints. Humphries up very quickly. Loughlin evades his tackle. On to Sean Allen. Breaks through. The ball's loose. Dropped on by Steve Malloy. It was the 6th tackle. So Warrington would have had the changeover had the tackle been completed, but the ball was lost. Drummond feeds inside to Woods. Instead of this man Woods, he's the danger man. It's on to Malloy. Manages to release it. Drummond coming over here to the left, looking for work again. Certainly dangerous character, this Drummond. A loose ball there by Thursfield, but he tidies up. Rectifies his own mistake. Blake, short ball onto Harmon, running from deep. Evades the tackle, inside to Blake. And he lost his foot in Blake, but Harmon certainly did the damage there. Warrington on the break, onto Gregory. Goes in field. Well penalised, there's something there in the tackle. Well, David Tanner, 10 minutes in the sin bin. I didn't quite see what happened there. I didn't see what happened, but this near side touch judge quickly on. And the referee having no hesitation, sending him off. I'm surmising it is 10 minutes sin bin. And not a straight sending off. It's Paul Cullen there receiving treatment. So it's Warrington's first chance to go into the lead in this game. As I was saying before, at Nosey Road in the return fixture last season, Saints run out winners by 17 points to 14. Then a tremendous game here in the second round of the Challenge Cup, where Saints won by 24 points to 20. Well, Woods unsuccessful with that attempt. A great game here at Wilderspool. Saints winning 24 points to 20 in the second round of the Cup, and it was only 2 tries by John Fieldhouse, who had come back after injury, that sealed the game for the Saints in the late minutes in the second half. Fieldhouse out injured, one of quite a few Saints forwards still with niggly injuries. But John Woods unsuccessful. Saints kick off. Mark Forster gathers. Saints reduced to 12 men now for at least 10 minutes. Saints penalised for an infringement at the play the ball. David Lyon finds touch just inside the Saints half. So Warrington see if they can put it together now. They're a good attacking outfit as well as a defensive outfit, so Saints will certainly have the work cut out. Thursfield onto Blake. Now with Woods. Short ball to Mike Gregory. Woods for the return pass. But Phil Beavers did well. 2-man overlap with Barry Peters coming over and Mark Forster, but Warrington on the attack. Short ball to Humphries. Certainly looked a hint forward there, but it was that quick, the pass. Going unnoticed by referee Smith. Blake now. Lofted pass onto Woods. 2-man overlap here. Harmon goes in. Forster, yes, Forster in at the corner. So Forster goes in for a try in this left-hand corner. Good play there from centre field. Phil Blake, a lofted pass over, taken by John Woods. He had a 2-man overlap on his left with Neil Harmon, the substitute forward, and Mark Forster. Harmon took him on. He broke one tackle, fed on to Forster, and he had no problems in touching down in the corner. So Warrington take the lead for the first time in the game by 14 points to 11 with this John Woods conversion attempt from just a yard or so infield. No, takes it to the left of the post, been very unsuccessful with his goal kicking this afternoon as John Woods. So with that Forster try halfway through the second half, the score now is 14 points to Warrington and 11 to Saints. So Mark Bailey coming on now. Replacing Neil Holding. Looks as though he's got a groin strain there, Neil Holding. But it's Mark Forster, the try scorer. Gathers the ball, drives towards the 25, taken down by Bernard Dwyer. Blake at dummy half. Woods again, trying to get his troops going onto Malloy, I think that is. Certainly Warrington in front now, and they look as though they've got the tails up. Woods again, on to Gregory. Lurking over here on this left wing for Warrington. Tony Humphries. Bernard Dwyer on the legs and Farber on the top, but it's the last tackle of this set of 6 for Warrington, and Lyon kicks upfield. Beavers takes it on the full. Out to Kevin McCormick. Not a lot of space here for McCormick as Warrington defenders close in. Sanderson tackles McCormick, but Mark Bailey now. First touch. Taken down by Thursfield and Harmon. Cooper sees the break. Well, one of the Saints men there taken down off the ball, but as the ball goes out to Quirk, unceremoniously bundled down by Des Drummond. Not the biggest of men, Drummond, but he's certainly a good player. On to Mark Bailey now. Saints put it together, getting the act together, putting the passes together. Got a man down, so they've got to try that bit harder. Sean Allen inside to Phil Beavers, inside to Mark Bailey. Can he make it, Bailey? Yes, it goes over. The try's awarded. No double movement at all there. He certainly did well, Mark Bailey. He was stopped, not a finger laid on him. He got up and touched the ball down. Only perhaps his second touch of the ball there, Mark Bailey, since coming on to replace Neil Holding. And that Bailey try put Saints back in the lead. Paul Loughlin now for the conversion attempt. 15 yards infield and about 20 yards out from the goalposts. Loughlin strides, steps up, yes. So 14 points now, nearly give the wrong score. 14 points to Warrington and 17 points to Saints. With that Mark Bailey try, did well there, full marks for effort. Saints putting it together, as I said, with their passing. They're a man down, they've got to try that bit harder, and that's certainly gone against the grain and the run of play. So John Woods kicks it deep. Loughlin to receive. Quirk coming with him, but Loughlin drives up, straightens up. Brought down on the 25. 4-man Warrington tackle. Paul Farber. Mark Lee attacked in half-back. Onto Roy Haggerty. Saints take it to the left. Haggerty releases it to Bernard Dwyer. Still going to the left. Onto Les Quirk in space. Hurrying up that touchline. Phil Blake brings him down. Desi Drummond was just temporarily out of position, but he came over. 3 Warrington players there offside, but players allowed to go on. As Saints to run it upfield. Make a good 50-yard break there, the Saints. Brought down 10 yards from the Warrington 25. Burke going on his own from acting half-back. Pushes 2 tacklers off, still driving forward. 6th tackle now being signalled by referee Smith. Ball to Haggerty for the drop goal. Unsuccessful, goes to the right. And the ball goes dead, so it's going to be a 25-yard tap restart for Warrington. With John Thursfield plays the ball on to Sanderson. And the Saints crowd just coming alive now. Warrington in possession, brought down midway between the halfway and their own 25. Thursfield dummy half, takes it to the right, to Blake. The dummies tries to go through, but Mark Lee, but the ball is lost by Blake in that tackle. Knock on being ruled. Referee Smith right on the job. There's a scrum down 10 yards into the Warrington half. Saints feed, Mark Bailey to feed. Referee Smith not happy with the scrum as the ball comes out to the back of the Saints pack. And Mark Bailey feeds again. Saints come up with the ball. Reavers linking up with the back division. Cooper hurrying through, wanting chase, but Cooper's going to score. Yes, brilliant play from Cooper. He throws the ball in the air with delight. Cooper goes in for his second try of the afternoon. Puts Saints further in the lead. 27 minutes of the second half. And Shane Cooper there, from that scrum, the base of the scrum there, the ball hooked by the Saints. Bailey took it to the left. Good ball finally onto Cooper. He saw the gap, he side through, and John Woods had to come over, do a lot of running, but he couldn't cut him off. And Cooper touches down 10 yards to the right of the posts. So that's Saints coming back, hitting back with 2 tries there in 4 minutes. Whilst down to 12 men. Well, it's usually the case when you're down a man that you've got to try that bit harder. Since haven't been putting it together in the second half up to Bailey scoring. Warrington certainly looked the better side, but Saints certainly hit back there in good style. Paul Loughlin lining up, similar position to the last one. No problems for Loughlin, strokes it beautifully between these sticks. So 23 points now to Saints, 14 to Warrington, and Saints back to a full complement now with David Tanner just taking his position on the field after 10 minutes in the sin bin. So 9-point cushion for Saints. Certainly against a run of play, but let's hope Saints can keep it up. Back to the full complement now and hit back in good style. The Saints crowd getting behind them there, and so they should. Woods with a chip kick-off, taken by Haggerty. It looks as though he's taken a bit high, but referee Smith right on the job. He lets play go, but it's Farber now from acting half-back. Breaks into the Warrington half. Mark Bailey at acting half-back. On to Cooper, twin try scorer, on to Tony Burke. Well, Cullen going in there with the knees. Second tackling. Burke already on the floor. Burke took his number, just has a little word with him, lets him know that he knows it was him. As I say, not renowned for his soft tackling, Cullen. But the ball now with Haggerty. Saints driving upfield, 10 yards short of the Warrington 25. Saints in the lead by 23 points to 14. Phil Beavers, Grubbers for touch. Looks a good kick from Beavers. Yes. Desi Drummond, he couldn't cut that off. The ball just bisecting Drummond and full-back for Warrington, David Lyon. So putting the pressure back on Warrington. 10 minutes of this second half to go. Saints in a commanding 23 points to 14 lead. It's a Warrington feed over there. The referee not happy with the scrum. Separating the two teams. One of the prop forwards from Warrington not be able to get his head in, but Warrington come up with the ball. David Lyon linking up there, looking for the run around, but couldn't get it going. But Warrington quickly on the break. Barry Peters, I think that is. Solid tackling from Saints there. David Tanner, Paul Loughlin and Bernard Dwyer. Gregory takes it to the right, onto Blake, onto Neil Harmon. Tony Burke quickly in there. Harmon plays the ball onto Thursfield, onto Humphreys. Not been in the game much in the second half, Tony Humphreys. Certainly a block-busting forward. Real powerhouse battering ram. But Sanderson now. Must have lost the ball in the tackle, it went back. Didn't touch a Saints player, but it's the last tackle of this set of 6. And Blake kicks it through. Mark Lee, well, he didn't know he got that, but he certainly held on to it. Must have got him right in the stomach. So Saints in possession. Shane Cooper, Roy Haggerty. Tried to get it back to Cooper, but the ball just going down. Mark Bailey tidies up. And Saints 10 yards inside the Warrington half. Beavers linking up. Tries to release it. Tidied up by Sean Allen. Saying a knock in that tackle. Very unlucky there. Beavers tried to get it back. He had it knocked back. Well, while the player's receiving treatment, the ball's passed over to another Saints player who can restart the game, and the referee considers that the injury is not a serious one. So Saints are still in possession, the game's underway. Saints moving it to the left. Roy Haggerty, short ball to Mark Bailey, into space, comes back in field. Hunter Phil Beavers, lofted past there to Les Quirk, couldn't gather it safely. The ball's still loose. Loughlin does well, boots it into touch. I think the original knock on may be given, which came from Les Quirk. So Warrington make another substitution now. Number 14, Crompton, coming on for number 3, Barry Peters. As we scrum down there on the Warrington 25, to Warrington feed. Crompton quickly going there to the scrum half position. I think Blake will go in the centre position. But Warrington come up with the ball from the scrum. Blake in possession. Both touch judges are on. Obviously something that's gone on in the tackle. Humphreys being forced away, John Woods there, but the game being stopped. The first stoppage of the game, why both touch judges consult with the referee. Both captains there, Shane Cooper and John Woods out. Mike Gregory and John Woods, but it looks as though Gregory's going to be penalised. Temper's getting a little frayed. Yes, Saints are awarded the penalty. Obviously Mike Gregory there coming through. Well, Mike Gregory and Woods, I don't know, there's both there. Mike Gregory is captain for Warrington. But Woods obviously going through with an illegal tackle in referee Smith's opinion. So it's a chance for Paul Loughlin to get further points on the board and put Saints further into the lead. Saints already leading by 23 points to 14. Paul Loughlin already kicking 5 goals this afternoon. Kicked 5 at home last week against Bradford. So Loughlin there lining himself up. 25 yards out, just to the left of the posts. But it's waved away by the touch judges, so no goal. Warrington kick-off taken by Phil Beavers. As I said before, well, Gregory takes Beavers off the ball there. Well, that must be a sending off. Terrible tackle by Gregory, captain, he should know better. Obviously looking for some recompense. He's protesting vigorously. There was an elbow. Well, should have warranted at least 10 minutes in the sin bin, but Saints just awarded the penalty. As I said before, Saints winning last week at home, beating Bradford, a very physical game, 23-16. Warrington going down at Wakefield by 14 points to 10, so it looks as though with just 5 minutes to play, plus perhaps a minute or so of stoppage time, when we just had the touch judges on, that Warrington trailing by 9 points, and Paul Loughlin attempted a penalty goal here, that Warrington are going to go down again this week. Saints crowd at the far end, getting behind the favourites. Certainly brought them to life midway through the second half. went down to 12 men with David Tanner receiving 10 minutes in the sin bin, and while Saints were down to 10 men, they came through with tries from Mark Bailey and Shane Cooper, both converted by Paul Loughlin, for 23 points to 14 at present. 10 yards in, just over 25 yards out, and Loughlin strikes the ball right between the sticks. No messing with this man, Loughlin. Only missed one this afternoon. So Paul Loughlin, with his 6th goal of the afternoon, extends Saints' lead to 25 points to 14. 11-point cushion for the Saints. Certainly after Warrington took the lead for the first time in the match in the 20th minute of the second half, they certainly looked unsung. He was putting it together, but Saints hit back. And now 25 points to 14 in the lead. Les Quirk stops it with his foot, gathers the ball, comes crossfield, beats one tackle, straightens up. But John Thursfield, one of the tattlers in there, together with Gary Sanderson, Mark Bailey, Tony Burke, nobody on the far side. Humphreys and Harmon quickly in there on Tony Burke. Saints bringing it to the right. Roy Haggerty releases the ball. Always looks to release the ball. Haggerty just needs the support. Bernard Dwyer now at dummy half. Saints just getting out of their own 25. Dwyer hers upfield, but runs right into Neil Harmon and taken by the legs by Malloy. Farber gives the dummy, drives upfield. Brought down just short of the halfway line. He's still going forward. It's the last tackle of this set of 6 for the Saints. A good grubber to touch should do well. The ball back to Vevers. Kicks it upfield, bounces awkwardly for David Lyon, but he takes it safely. Uses Drummond as a foil there. Definitely a hint of obstruction. And Mark Lee striking at the ball there before David Lyon could play it. So Warrington receiving the penalty. Warrington making another substitution there. I think Barry Peters coming back on for Gary Sanderson. Saints penalised for feeding at that scrum, so it's Warrington in the form of David Lyon kicks upfield for added yardage. Quick play of the ball wanted by Warrington. They know the urgency. Just 2 minutes of normal time plus any injury time as Barry Peters in possession right down in front of us. John Woods at dummy half moves it to the right to Mike Gregory. Changes direction, Gregory, but Cooper and Sean Allen put him to ground. Woods onto Crompton. Neil Harmon, diagonal run back inside, tidied up by Paul Cullen. Quirk, can he get the ball? Unlucky there. Humphreys juggled with the ball, he lost the ball. Quirk came up with it, but Quirk's lost it again. Well, surely when the man on the ground and the ball wrenched out of his hands, must be an infringement. Barry Peters onto Mike Gregory. Beavers comes across field onto Phil Blake, moving into the left centre spot with Martin Crompton going to scrum half. Crompton there onto Barry Peters. Short ball inside, super tackle there on Peters as he slips a short ball to Thursfield, but the far side touch judges on. So an injury to Barry Peters. He's just come back on as a replacement for Gary Sanderson. Well, Paul Farber there receiving 10 minutes in the sin bin. Right on the 40th minute. So Paul Farber won't take any further part in this game. Just about 2 minutes remaining now. That's of time added on as Warrington received the penalty. They drive upfield, they're in the Saints 25. Thursfield onto Woods, onto Malloy. Peters now freshly up, looking and buzzing around after just being injured. Drummond from acting half-back, driving towards the line. Tremendous pace from Drummond. Wriggling, trying to get out of the tackle, obviously trying for a penalty. Well, he got it, tried to drive upfield, plays the ball to himself, but no way through for him. Saints tackling holds out firm. The ball going right back. Warrington losing ground. Bernard Dwyer tackling the man just outside the 25. Crompton now. John Woods bringing it to the left. Harmon, quick hands onto Gregory. Short ball there to Blake, but getting a little bit tied up. Pushes one tackle off, still going onto Thursfield. Looks to feed inside. No player there. There's the final hooter. So after a late rally by Warrington, Saints run out winners by 25 points to 14. Just a minute and a half there of added time for the stoppage when the touchages came on before. But the final score is 25 points to Saints, 14 to Warrington. Saints first half points coming from two Loughlin penalty goals, a Cooper try and a Loughlin conversion. They went in winning at 10 points to 8 at half time. Then in the second half, a Mark Lee drop goal, making it 11 points to 8 for the Saints. Then it was all Warrington. They came back with a Woods penalty goal, a Forster try. They certainly looked the better side. David Tanner got 10 minutes in the sin bin, but while he was in the sin bin and Saints down to 12 men, they hit back with a try from Mark Bailey, converted by Paul Loughlin. Cooper, his second try, converted by Paul Loughlin, and then finished off the scoring with a 36-minute Paul Loughlin penalty goal. So the final score, 25 points to 14. So on behalf of Saints Rugby League Football Club, Peter Tushingham photography, your regular cameraman Brian Pears, myself Ron Hoof, your commentator, I bid you farewell from Wilderspool, Warrington, and we hope to see you next week at Nosey Road for the clash with Castleford.